Hey, what's up everyone? This is Minnesota Mike back with you for another video. This is another one in my vlog series that I do through the Memphis Songwriters Association in conjunction with the blog that I write for them, talking all about songwriting and what has worked for various artists over the course of a handful of years, whether those songs have been hits or not. So this latest kick that I'm on is called Types of Narration. And thus far we have looked at two first-person narration songs, which have been the song Skyway by The Replacements and If You Could Read My Mind by Gordon Lightfoot. This week we have thus far looked at third-person narration song, which is Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles. And now we're going to close out third-person narrative by giving a slight twist of omniscient, or at least quasi-omniscient, narration. We're going to chat about Harrisburg by Josh Ritter. So Harrisburg tells the tale of a man named Romero and his marriage to and deception of a second character simply named the Virgin. There must be something toxic about getting married on the 5th of any month, because Dylan married Isis on the 5th of May, and Romero married the Virgin on the 5th of July. Funny enough, this is being published on the 5th of October, which I have some weird connections to that I won't get into. But anyway, the latter wedding, Romero with the Virgin, took place in Our Lady of Immaculate Dawn, which sets the image of a very religious setting. The sacredness quickly gets shot down by adding they could have gotten married in the revival man's tent, but there ain't no reviving what's gone. He then sets the scene of Romero's escape in a little white house by the woods, and after he dropped his wife and kids off at the mission with a rose for the Virgin, she knew that he wasn't coming back either. As it puts it in the song, she knew he was gone for good. It was so bad that in the second verse, even the wolves that he ran with sang sad miseries to the moon. Now let's talk about the choice of third-person narration, quasi-omniscient narration. An omniscient narrator is one who is all-knowing, including all characters' thoughts and feelings, and can access the minds of all characters in the story. This type of narrator has also been described as godlike, but also is a dispassionate figure. The narrator fits many of those characteristics, hence why I refer to him as a quasi-omniscient narrator. He knows everything that Romero did and how the Virgin and presumably her kids felt about Romero's leaving. I went back and forth on the godlike narrator applying to the person telling this story because at that point he'd be talking in third person with his line, "Others say God's a drunkard for pain." But his follow-up to that line, "Me, I believe that the Garden of Eden was burned to make way for a train," could be him talking in third person, because since God is the one who burned the garden, he would know why, and only he would know why, right? It's also worth noting that omniscient narrators are mostly dispassionate ones, meaning that they don't throw their opinions out unless they're absolutely necessary. And in the third verse of Harrisburg, like I said, we finally hear the narrator's opinion on the whole ordeal. It starts off with an objective statement or two saying that the rose he left for a virgin is withered and wilted, and then discussing the fall of Romero. He didn't make heaven, he didn't make Harrisburg, he died in a hole in between. After this stanza, he finally weighs in on the matter with the aforementioned, "Some say that man is the root of all evil, others say God's a drunkard for pain. Me, I believe that the Garden of Eden was burned to make way for a train." Such a great line. The train, the aforementioned train, which is Romero's method of escape, becomes very important in the song as a whole. The third verse declares that he could have stayed somewhere, but the train tracks kept going, and it always seemed they left too soon. In each chorus, he concludes that if evil exists, it's a pair of train tracks, and the devil is a railroad car. But it's not until the last verse that we get the narrator's opinion on the matter. Prior to that, he just seems to be repeating the Virgin's rhetoric about Romero, which objectively concludes that he's a trash bag. Josh Ritter, as I stated in one of my earlier blogs and vlog kicks about character development, is excellent at writing songs in third person rather than about himself. He is darn good at writing songs in first person too. Just check out his album The Beast and Its Tracks. But in this particular case, it's a great choice to be talking about the narrator rather than saying that, okay, hey, I am Romero, surprise at the end. So Vertical Horizon does that in Everything You Want, going from he to I. We talked about that in the songs with a twist at the end. But the fact that he doesn't do that, he just keeps it in third person, makes the song even cooler because you get to hear an outsider's perspective, objectively at first, but then also subjectively where he weighs in on what he thinks of Romero. By that time, we've already made up our mind. Then he goes in for the kill shot with the aforementioned last line. Melodically, the song is written in C sharp minor with the capo on the 3rd fret. The song uses A minor, F, C, G, C/G, I should say, and then just the straight up G, A minor, F, C/G, G, and A minor. This is a 1-6-3-7-1-6-3-7-1 pattern. The chorus then uses C/G, G, F, C/G, G, A minor, F, C/G, G, and A minor, which is a 3-7-6-3-7-1-6-3-7 pattern. If you don't have a capo with you, I just typically play it alternating between A minor, G, and F, and it works just fine. Instrumentally, the studio version on the song uses guitar, bass, and piano. There are 2 distinct versions of this song, one that appeared on its original form of Ritter's 2002 album, The Golden Age of Radio, and his version, and my personal favorite, live at the Iveigh Gardens in Ireland. The live version includes drums and some slight lyrical changes. It also includes a stellar interpolation of Wicked Game by Chris Isaak in the instrumental break before that final verse. You absolutely have to hear both the original and the Iveigh Gardens version, so I am linking both down below. So that is Harrisburg by Josh Ritter. Make sure that you check out, like I said, both of those versions of the song, and I hope you got something out of this. Josh Ritter is sadly new to a lot of great songwriters that I know. But he is one of the best. I compare him to Dylan, and I don't do that with a lot of people modern day. And so make sure that you check him out, check this song out, Harrisburg. It's absolutely phenomenal. And I always joke whenever I do something nerdy like this that, like, oh, the songwriter is knew that they were using omniscient narration or knew that they were using the subjunctive or whatever. But in this particular case, I genuinely believe, because Josh Ritter reads a lot, he was a history major and, all of that good stuff. And so, like Dylan doing his homework there, I would assume that he made this choice very intentionally, and that's what I'm trying to get you guys to do as well in your writing. But anyway, make sure you check out all my other vlogs and all my other blogs. My vlogs are right here on YouTube, and then my blogs are on the Memphis Songwriters Association website. I'm Minnesota Mike. Thank you so much.